Are you surprised by Paddy's game plan?
I didn't understand his game plan even. He wanted to box with Gaethje, but he couldn't wrestle him, he couldn't box him. He just a little bit young and he has a better chin. But he's a trash can.
Just curious, what did you think about Paddy's chin? Because a lot of people say Justin Gaethje is the hardest hitter they've ever faced.
Yeah, but Paddy got knocked out like 15, 20 times. Yeah, Justin was like 3 or 4 years ago, he was different. Now it's like he's getting old and it's last a couple fights he got.
I just felt like I did enough. I just felt like I did enough to get the job done. Paddy is getting the beat out of him right now, it looks like. Jesus, this might not end well.
It was almost like he understood the assignment. We're on Paramount. There's a new network. There are going to be new fans. We need to introduce them to what the UFC is. I think after watching that, everybody that was tuned in are going to be lifelong fans of the UFC. Because on the special nights, there is not a sport in the world that can compare to the UFC. And tonight we have one of those special nights.
Paddy's heart, the grit of this kid. I don't care that he lost the fight. He comes back and murders like most guys.
Yeah.
Like anyone that doesn't have the grit. Like obviously everyone, like myself and everybody else, is worried about how much a fight like this takes out of you. But he's super young.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I think he's young enough to bounce back from a fight like this and to turn it into a superpower moving forward. Because not many people survive Gaethje the way he does, the way he did, or like have moments of greatness late in the fight after taking the hits that he took.
He'd been knocked out nearly 15 to 20 times before. That's what some veterans claimed, openly questioning Paddy's chin. Yet, against Justin Gaethje, a man universally known as the hardest hitter in the sport's history, Paddy Pimblett took shots that would have flatlined almost anyone else, leaving observers absolutely stunned. This wasn't just a fight. It was a brutal, chaotic testament to sheer unyielding will, defying every expectation about what Paddy could endure on a global stage, turning conventional wisdom completely on its head. The silence after that claim was deafening. The implications staggering.
In the UFC, you were saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight, he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously, tonight he showed he is tough, he is durable, and almost impossible. I mean, especially against Gaethje. And you're eating those punches from him. You know, it's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to come out. I believe in, say, you know what? It's the third round. I got 2 rounds left. I might want to try to take him down to some.
The initial shock among experts wasn't just at the force of Gaethje's blows, but at Paddy's baffling game plan. I didn't understand he wanted to box Gaethje, but he couldn't. One analyst stated, condemning it as trash game. This was a fighter stepping into the octagon against one of the most dangerous men alive, seemingly abandoning his strengths and playing directly into his opponent's power. It begged the question, was it overconfidence, a tactical miscalculation, or something else entirely? The strategy, or lack thereof, immediately set a tense tone for the brutal contest that unfolded.
And we've been talking about a lot of fights. I want to say this, congrats to Justin Gaethje. What an unbelievable performance. Paddy the Baddy, oh my God, he impressed the hell out of me. Incredible, he'll learn from that, but I tell you what, he's got what you can't teach. Heart, grit, determination, all that shit. Yeah, he can make tweaks. You can put the chin down, you can lift the hands up. What he showed tonight is that he is legit. The man is real, and that's for damn sure. He's at the hospital right now. He'll be fine. They're just checking him out. Gotta say though, well done, Justin Gaethje. He was the...
Compounding the pre-fight narrative was a subtle but significant undercurrent. Discussions around Justin Gaethje's own trajectory. Justin was like 3 or 4 years ago. He was different, remarked an insider, implying a decline. Now he's getting old and he's lost a couple of fights. This wasn't just about Paddy's chin. It was about whether Gaethje still possessed the devastating power and relentless pace that cemented his legend. The whispers of age and recent losses added another layer of intrigue, suggesting this fight might be more competitive than many anticipated, or perhaps a changing of the guard.
Good at grappling. He's a very, very good at grappling. And I felt that he deviated from the game plan, meaning that if I was in his corner, you're going to move. One, he's got to keep his hands up here. I like the traditional look where you can move, you can elbow, you throw your right hand, right, left, high kick, push kick. You're just way more, this is standard. This is like the best option. But I still feel like he deviated from the game plan where I think he felt that he was going to be able to knock out Justin Gaethje. And I just don't think Paddy Pimblett has that torque. Not saying he can't do it, I just don't think he has the torque to knock out a guy like Justin Gaethje, who's been in wars with guys like Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Max Holloway's knocked him out. He's knocked out Dustin Poirier. He's been in wars with Eddie Alvarez. He's just been in a lot of wars on the feet. But when you look at some of the things that, Khabib did to Justin Gaethje, he made it look easy. He took him down, past his guard, mounted him.
Building the relentless fighter he's always. Then came the fight itself, shattering all preconceived notions. I have no idea how Paddy Pimblett did not get flatline KO'd on about 50 different occasions, exclaimed a bewildered commentator. This was a man absorbing direct, brutal blows from Gaethje, punches that visibly snapped his head back, yet he kept moving, kept fighting. It wasn't just resilience, it was a near superhuman display of toughness that had seasoned experts questioning the limits of human endurance. The images of him standing after such punishment will undoubtedly become iconic, reshaping his legacy entirely.
The technical aspect to this entire game plan, okay? Gaethje was going to pressure fight him, walking down, guns blazing, turn it into a dogfight, and hopefully he outlasts Paddy, okay? This whole game plan is banking on the fact that he knows he can take more, he can deal more, and he can capitalize on it later in the fight. Okay, because and to be fair, he's got legs to walk with that because he's done it time and time again. And round 3, we saw him be like, okay, I'm gonna take this round off.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna stay at mid range. I'm not gonna walk you down and just let you come back a little bit, trying to build some energy. and everyone was worried. Like honestly, I saw like a glint of disinterest from Gaethje. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was weird. But then round 4 just puts his foot back on the pedal, maybe knowing he's got 2 rounds left. Bar fight Gaethje. It was Gaethje of old. It was so.
Dana White himself was visibly emotional, framing the fight as a monumental moment for the UFC. It was almost like he understood the assignment, White declared, referencing the new network and the influx of potential fans. This wasn't merely a contest, it was an introduction, a raw, unfiltered showcase of what the UFC truly represents. The incredible display of heart and violence was precisely what the sport needed to convert casual viewers into lifelong fans, cementing its place in the broader entertainment landscape with an undeniable spectacle.
He got the better of. This was a great scrap. I have no idea how Paddy Pimblett did not get flatline KO'd on about 50 different occasions. If he lost, yes, he did lose, and if he lost any stock from this, the one saving grace is that he's been saying for a long time, we don't get knocked out, lad, and that would be the worst thing to happen to him. If he got KO'd in one of these fights badly, that would just be his ridicule forever. What happened to Scousers don't get knocked out, and it'd just be images of Paddy Pimblett out cold. I have no idea how he didn't get flatlined in this fight. Justin Gaethje was cracking him with so many overhand rights. And the worst part was, it's not even like you were understanding why he took the shot so well. Oh, he was rolling with that one. Oh, he tucked into that one a little bit. He saw it coming. I could see the shots coming. I was wincing while Gaethje was loading up because you could see Pimblett leaving exchanges with his chin up in the air and just getting his whole jaw spanned. And somehow he's still in the fight and throwing back. Absolutely crazy fight. Need to win, but I am going to bring up the fouls. Gaethje fought very fucking dirty in this fight. A lot of eye pokes. A groin shot as well. I think Paddy Pimblett had a groin shot that he landed too. But that was towards the end of the fight where it was just an absolute mess of a scrap between the two of them. But Gaethje landed some really really bad eye pokes on him. But it doesn't matter, because the result is the result. Pimblett gets beaten over.
White didn't mince words about the unique appeal of the UFC on nights like these. There is not a sport in the world that can compare to the UFC, he asserted, filled with pride. This fight, a messy, bloody war of attrition, validated his unwavering belief. It transcended simple athletic competition, morphing into a primal drama that captivated audiences and reaffirmed the UFC's position as a premier, incomparable entertainment product. It was a statement delivered not by words, but by the sheer, unadulterated grit displayed by both combatants. Moving forward, ultimately decided the fight.
Big Rufus Gaethje puts on a very destructive performance against Paddy Pimblett. Kind of sloppy, little bit of a street beefs masterclass, if that's the word that you want to use to describe these two. Just standing in the pocket, swinging, trading, falling all over each other. There was some goofy takedown attempts and scrambles. But what it came down to is, like I said in the prediction video, Paddy Pimblett at that long range was landing some nice calf kicks. His jab was working quite well against him. We knew that Justin Gaethje, when he defends, ducks down into strikes, and Paddy Pimblett was able to land some nice knees up the middle, some nice head kicks. There was a couple of fouls back and forth that we'll talk about in this fight as well, but mostly it came down to, at range, Paddy Pimblett could do well, and he was kind of trying to force maybe a bad exchange out of Justin Gaethje where he could get some grappling going, but really didn't go for the takedowns in this fight. He's not really a guy that will shoot a takedown and wrestle.
Beyond the technical breakdowns, the one quality everyone agreed Paddy Pimblett possessed in spades was undeniable heart. You'll learn from that, but I tell you what he's got. What you can't teach. Heart, grit, determination. All that shit, and impressed busting lauded. This wasn't about refined technique or perfect strategy. It was about an inherent, unyielding spirit. It's the intangible quality that separates mere fighters from legends, suggesting that despite the loss, Paddy's stock might have paradoxically soared, signaling a very bright future.
Like, watching this fight, you do kind of just have to laugh to yourself, because they're fighting tooth and fucking nail. They're scrapping for the honor of getting slimed out by fucking Ilia Topuria. Like, we already knew that before this fight, but nothing in this fight has convinced me otherwise, that Ilia does not KO both these guys in like 2 rounds flat. I know that's not a hot take or unpopular opinion, but yeah, Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, they went out there, they had a crazy brawl. Ilia's probably gonna get on. This was like two drunk dogs fighting for the bone. You know what I mean? That's how Ilia would describe it, but it was entertaining.
Michael Bisping openly admired Paddy's raw courage, praising him while simultaneously celebrating Gaethje's exceptional performance. Bisping highlighted that even with tweaks to his technique, what Paddy truly brought was an authenticity that can't be coached. He is legit. The man is real, Bisping stated, underscoring the sincerity and fighting spirit that resonated deeply with fans, despite the outcome. This candid assessment solidified Paddy's reputation not just as an entertainer, but as a genuine warrior in the making. Michael Bisping openly admired Paddy's determination while praising Gaethje for an exceptional performance. Although technical short, Bisping added that Justin emerged as the superior man because of his accuracy and strength that evening. While Paddy's grit captured headlines, Justin Gaethje delivered a performance described as nothing short of unbelievable. Experts quickly acknowledged him as the superior man because of his accuracy and strength and undeniable force. His pressure, experience, and unrelenting pace demolished Paddy Pimblett on a massive stage. This wasn't just a win, it was a dominant reaffirmation of Gaethje's elite status, demonstrating why he remains one of the most formidable threats in the division, and a true force of nature. Always been. For Whitaker, seeing Gaethje go back to that old school style, aggressive, calculated, and unforgiving, was a reminder of why he remains forces in the division. Demetrius Johnson, a tactical wizard himself, offered a critical dissection of Paddy's approach, noting a clear deviation from the game plan. Johnson, praising Paddy's grappling skills, argued he strayed from a smarter, more traditional strategy. Instead of leveraging his strengths, Paddy opted for a stand-up war that played directly into Gaethje's wheelhouse. This tactical blunder, according to Johnson, turned a challenging fight into a significant mismatch, underscoring the crucial difference between courage and calculated execution. Earlier thoughts, Bedtime MMA described the fight as a wild, chaotic clash, with Gaethje and Pimblett probably stop either fighter quickly, yet the non-stop action
The day, like,
Johnson went further, suggesting Paddy harbored an ill-fated belief he could simply knock out Justin Gaethje. He bluntly stated, "I just don't think Paddy Pimblett has that torque." This wasn't a slight on Paddy's power, but a realistic assessment of Gaethje's legendary durability against high-level strikers. It highlighted a potential overconfidence in Paddy's striking ability against an opponent who simply does not go down easily, a critical misjudgment that ultimately shaped the narrative of the entire fight. Gaethje's past wasn't just history, it was a testament to his unbreakable chin. Johnson pointed out that Gaethje has been in wars with guys like Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, Eddie Alvarez, absorbing incredible punishment and still emerging victorious. This history made him exceptionally hard to finish, no matter how confident Paddy was. It's a reputation earned through countless brutal exchanges, proving that knocking out Gaethje requires more than just power. It demands a perfect storm that few, if any, can generate. Robert Whittaker praised Gaethje for reverting to his old-school style, aggressive, calculated, and unforgiving. This wasn't a cautious Gaethje, it was the guns-blazing pressure fighter, turning the bout into a relentless dogfight. Whittaker highlighted that Gaethje was banking on the fact that he knows he can take more, he can deal more, and he can capitalize on it later. This strategic confidence, built on a career of absorbing and dishing out damage, was the foundation of his dominating performance. Gaethje's tactical brilliance also shone through his pacing. Whittaker noted a moment in round 3 where Gaethje seemingly took this round off, backing up to build some energy. This brief lull, which initially sparked a glint of disinterest from Gaethje among observers, was a calculated risk. It allowed him to recharge before putting his foot back on the pedal in round 4, ultimately overwhelming Paddy. This demonstrated a veteran's understanding of energy management in a grueling multi-round war. Despite the tactical elements, the sheer brutality of the exchanges was undeniable. Guru highlighted that Paddy was leaving exchanges with his chin up in the air and just getting his whole jaw spanned. Yet remarkably, he's still in the fight and throwing back. It wasn't about rolling with punches or tucking in, it was raw, head-on impact that he simply withstood. This graphic detail emphasizes the incredible, almost baffling durity that kept him in the contest far longer than many believed possible. Indeed, the consensus was that despite the loss, Paddy's stock hadn't fallen, it had dramatically risen. If he lost any stock from this, the one saving grace is that he's been saying for a long time, "We don't get knocked out, lad," explained MMA Guru. His survival against Gaethje's onslaught proved this claim, ensuring he avoided the ridicule forever of being an image of Paddy Pimblett out cold. His durability turned a defeat into a powerful statement of his grit and heart. However, the fight wasn't just brutal, it was undeniably messy, riddled with fouls. Gaethje fought very fucking dirty in this fight. A lot of eye pokes, a groin shot as well, Guru pointed out. While Paddy returned a groin shot later, Gaethje's early eye pokes were significant. These controversial moments added a chaotic street fight dimension to the high-stakes bout, reminding everyone that in the heat of battle, rules can bend, and the line between aggression and foul play can blur significantly. Ariel Helwani meticulously broke down how the momentum swung, acknowledging Paddy's initial successes. Paddy Pimblett at that long range was landing some nice calf kicks. His jab was working quite well, Helwani described. He noted Gaethje's defensive habit of ducking down into strikes, which allowed Paddy to land nice knees up the middle and some nice head kicks. This early advantage, though ultimately overcome by Gaethje's pressure, demonstrated Paddy's potential when sticking to a disciplined strategy. Bedtime MMA described the entire affair as a wild, chaotic clash, emphasizing the relentless tooth-and-nail scrapping. While neither fighter was probably stopped quickly, the non-stop action was undeniable. The description of it being like drunk dogs fighting for the bone painted a vivid picture of the sheer, unadulterated scramble, offering a raw, unvarnished view of the brutal entertainment that captivated audiences, albeit in a chaotic, almost primal manner that transcended mere sport. This visceral, untamed fight prompted a scathing assessment from Ilia Topuria, who expressed complete disinterest in either fighter. Ilia does not care about these guys in like 2 rounds flat, the analyst quoted. Topuria's dismissive view, describing them as drunk dogs fighting for the bone, highlighted the intense rivalries and high standards within the division, suggesting that while the fight was entertaining, it didn't elevate either combatant in the eyes of a true contender like himself. Amidst the post-fight chaos, confirmation emerged that Paddy was immediately rushed to the hospital. He's at the hospital right now. He'll be fine. They're just checking him out, Dana White assured, downplaying serious injury but acknowledging the toll the brutal encounter took. This medical attention underscored the extreme physical demands of the fight, a harsh reminder of the sacrifices these athletes make and the price paid for such an unforgettable, visceral display of combat sports. This fight, messy, controversial, and utterly captivating, carved a complex legacy for both men. It didn't just showcase Gaethje's enduring ferocity and tactical depth, but redefined Paddy Pimblett's narrative, elevating him from a promising prospect to an undeniable force of will. He proved his chin and heart in a way few ever have. Even in defeat, the lasting impact will be felt for years, shaping future matchups and reminding every fan why, on special nights, the UFC stands alone as the world's most dramatic spectacle.